So a few tips when you are going into the exam. This is what I would do. This is how I prepare. First step would be you do the course, right? So once you go through everything, you just read the course, you listen to the videos, you do your quizzes and so forth. So that's our RECA recognized course, right? So you do that part of it. And then once you're done with that, so if you're a student, then you reach out to us and say, okay, I finished the RECA recognized part. Now I want to prepare for the exam. So when you say that, we'll give you access to the study guide. So study guide is our summarized version of the full course, right? So for each unit, you will have summarized notes. So we are only focusing on key concepts, and then you'll have extra practice questions. Make sure you do your review videos, right? So we have important topics that we really want you to be confident in these topics. My biggest thing that I suggest is understand the concept. Don't try to memorize a question, because if you memorize stuff and they twist things, you will forget, right? Like you will not know. So understand the concept. And with the concept, it doesn't matter. There's only few ways a question can be asked. And even if they try to twist things on you, which they will, right? That's the whole point of examination. They will twist things, they will word it in different ways, they will try to confuse you to make sure that you can figure out what the real question is. So in that case, even if they try to twist things on you, you still understand the concept, and therefore you will be able to answer the question. We have timed mock tests for you. I really wanted to do the timed mock test was because then you get the experience of sitting in the exam. So the anxiety that you will have watching the clock, the questions, and so forth. And we have tried to make the mock tests hard just because we want you to experience that feeling the butterflies in your stomach while you're writing the exam. So if you are scoring 90% on the mock test, that's excellent. So generally the rule of thumb that I would say is if you can score 90% in our quizzes and our mock tests, then you are looking at about 85 to 90% on the exam. So the questions are not the same. Please don't expect the same questions because they're not. And our whole purpose of the mock test is to test your knowledge. When you're in the exam, make sure you stay calm. Don't panic. If you don't know the question, just skip it, go to the next question, because on the top, when you're writing the exam, the color will be different between the questions that you have attempted and the questions that you have not attempted. So you'll be able to tell which questions you have left unanswered. You can come back to that. Another thing I would suggest also is if you're trying to remember any formulas or things that are really on your mind, you're trying to remember them, I would ask for a scrap piece of paper from them and just do a brain dump, right? Whatever calculation you're trying to remember or anything you're trying to remember, put it on the piece of paper. Then you free up your mind. You're freeing up space in your mind, and then start doing the exam. So once you're doing the exam, if you need that, you have your piece of paper to refer back to. So you're not, using your brain power to remember something. So this will make things a little bit easier. Anything you don't know, skip it, come back to it. You will have plenty of time. So generally, if you know your concept, you will have plenty of time to do the exam. So you should not run out of time. So I would say first, like, don't worry about memorizing things or remembering things on the first go round. So as you're doing the RECA recognized course, listen to the videos, focus on the important concepts, but don't try to memorize anything, right? Just make sure you're understanding the concepts. And then when you're doing exam prep, then you want to condense that exam prep into a shorter period of time. And that's when you won't forget it. It'll be fresh in your mind. And this is why we have given you many, many tools. We have given you review videos. We've given you PowerPoints of all the important topics. We've given you summarized notes. We've given you mock tests and quizzes. Like, all that is to help you prepare for the exam in a very condensed time frame. So I wouldn't necessarily go back to our RECA recognized course. I would just focus on the study guide. Now, there may be stuff that's missing from that, which I didn't think was important. But, most of the stuff that's important, things that we experience in day-to-day life, that's the stuff that RECA wants you to know as well, right? It's not something that's extraordinary they want you to know. It's just the day-to-day stuff that you will do as a real estate agent. But as you're initially going through it, don't worry about memorizing anything or remembering stuff. You will have time to prepare at the end. So that's when I would condense the time, shorten the time. and do your exam prep like within 2 weeks and then just go write the exam. Like, don't overthink it.